Yeah. What's the youngest you've ever seen for a kid?
Oh, we're right now we're training 3-year-olds.
3 years old, they probably kick my ass.
Yeah, 3 years old.
By 4, we're kicking
And
my
right
ass.
now it's like learning athletic movement.
Yeah.
It's not choking because they don't know choking, right? They're just
Yeah.
gonna go up to kids and start choking. We don't teach them choking.
Yeah.
We don't teach them punching and punching. It's more athletic movement.
Yeah.
So because jiu-jitsu is like posture, position. So we teach them that. Base.
So cool. How long have you been doing it for?
2000. Well, have we started?
Well, can you give
Yeah,
an intro?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
I was gonna hit you with the intro later. I like the soft kind of the walk in.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Gotta do it.
Yeah, we've been recording anyways.
High Praise Podcast, Alite and ACDJ.
Right off his rocker today.
And we have with us Shawna Clinch, aka Junglee, and she is the first Battlefield Amateur Flyweight Champ,
No kidding.
Mamba Fight Night Champ,
That's insane.
and
How do you have time for all that?
3-stripe brown belt in Jiu Jitsu.
Jeez. How? What?
So she's a bad motherfucker, let's just say.
And you let me talk to her like that before? What the hell's wrong with
And
you?
the mom.
And mother.
Which is
and
the
wife.
hardest job of them all.
Yes.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Okay, is it though really? You've trained. I only know of you as a fighter. I didn't meet you before you started training.
Yeah.
So is it really? Is being a mother really harder than being a fighter?
Oh, come on.
Like, I mean the whole from like training camp to the fight to the win or loss. That whole is that harder than being a mom?
Man, no, being a mom is definitely the hardest. Yeah, because you can make mistakes in a fight. And I mean,
Yeah.
try not to make mistakes in front of your kids,
Yeah.
right? I think, yeah. You have to, because you have a small child, you have to take care of
Yeah,
it there
it's hard.
first, you know?
I don't even see
That's
them
why
like that anymore.
fighting is a very selfish sport.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was competing, and it was really difficult,
It's just all
especially
about
because my kids are so young. And for last couple of fight camps I did, they're like, please no more, please no more.
That's
And then
hard,
I fucking started feeling bad, and so I took time off. And there was a couple shitty situations that happened, but now they're older, they babysit them. My son's got like first aid
so
and
cool.
babysitting, and now they just hang out. So
It's amazing.
now we're kind of,
Yeah.
my husband's getting my wheels turning,
Yeah.
pumping me up, yeah.
Okay, so what before? Because I remember seeing a picture of you in Clinch Burnaby back in the day, and you didn't look like a fighter at all.
No,
Just a kid.
yeah,
So what
literally.
what were you before you started this training?
Okay, so I put the gi on for the first time in 2008.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
but I did one class and I just kept going back to the bathroom because I didn't want my eyebrows to roll off.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really my thing. So my husband, he took me to this jiu-jitsu seminar, and I was, my partner was like a professional. She was a professional MMA fighter too, and I was just like, I didn't know. Fuck, it was my first time, and he took me to this seminar, and I was worried about my eyebrows, so I stopped it. And our gym used to be in Burnaby, and we lived in Maple Ridge, so I just rather stay home.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I went in for a couple kickboxing classes, and the training really started in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I was able to start.
Were you an athlete before?
No, grade 6 basketball bench warmer at the most.
Really?
No athletic background.
What were you living
shit.
for before jiu-jitsu? What were you living for? What was your purpose in life?
When I was young, I always wanted to be a mom.
Yeah.
And I think because I had such a shitty, my household was just broken, and it was just a lot of abuse, and I always wanted to be a mom. So that's really what I wanted to be. And I talked to Sal about it before we even had kids. So that was my purpose.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He seems like he'd make a good dad.
Oh, he's a great dad. I think us just
Yoda.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
what it
I
feels
think
like.
us just as a couple, we're best friends.
Yeah.
And
It's so important.
yeah, we
Huge.
he's thinking of a song and then I start thinking, you know, like it happens so much.
Oh,
We're
that's crazy.
watching a movie and, you know, we see it, or we're talking about a movie and we see it, you know?
Yeah.
We nicknamed a student, we have nicknames for students at the gym, and we nicknamed this one lady, her name is Nancy and her husband's name is Robbie. So her nickname, we nicknamed her Nancy Drew. And by fluke, I turned the TV on and fucking Nancy Drew's on.
Yeah, I watched an episode the other day.
Like,
Oh god.
I haven't seen that shit in so long.
I watched one. It was so bad. But
Speaking it into existence.
I think it filmed in Vancouver. That's why I watched it.
Yeah. So how long have you guys been together?
13 years.
Well done. It's good.
Yeah.
So you've been
And we were
rolling as
friends
long
for
as
4
you've been
years
together.
before.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
So that was the true commitment right
Yeah.
there. It was like, get on the mat. You know, you're gonna be with me, girl. You gotta have a black belt. Right? You gotta start working. Did he say anything like that?
No, not at
Give
all.
you a time frame to get your black belt?
Not at all.
No.
He didn't push me to do it at all.
Mm.
I enjoyed it, and like I said, I just did it for fun. And then when we moved the gym to Port Coquitlam, I started going in, and then I started going in twice a day, and then 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And it just went from there. And I did my first competition, and I think it was like, we moved in December 2015, and I think I did 2014, and I did my first competition March 2015.
Jeez.
And it was pure, like you can Google
So
it.
what was your first
Was that the
fight?
Tiger Bomb?
That was, you guys came.
Yeah.
Pure aggression,
Yeah.
no technique.
And you won.
Yeah.
You won.
Like I
Would you
at
want
one
standing
point,
up or going to the ground or?
I ended up on the ground, just
Yeah,
like through some big kerfuffle, and I think I had like a choke on her.
Oh, so
Like,
you're
she-
angry.
Yeah.
You had some anger to get out.
Yes, I did. It was aggression.
That's an angry move.
Yes,
Sure.
it was. It was a panic. Fucking.
Because you didn't do, I put the choke on
No.
her or anything.
It
You were
was
like, I put the choke.
Yes. With
It's like
my
you owe me money.
hand.
So okay, tons of people train, and then other people make decisions to actually get in the cage and get punched in the face. Do you remember what was the deciding factor for you to be like, okay, I like training, now I want to get actually face first into this?
I think it was just like a snowball effect. I just was training, and I was disciplined with my training, and I just was like, because before I started training, actually, I was doing bikini competitions, and I just didn't like not winning.
Yeah.
So then I was like, let me
Yeah.
try this, and Sal's like,
I
I don't know, Shawna. Like, you
So he
know,
actually
like,
gave you that advice.
yeah, he was like, I don't know. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, just let me do it.
Yeah.
And then we did it, and we won. And then we did it again. And when the second time I did it, which was in May, like 2 months later, I was getting ready to compete in a fitness show. So I was really small, but they put me in a bigger weight class. And yeah, it was pretty good. And then after that, I was like, let me fight. and then he was like, okay. So then we waited like a year until I got a fight.
Wow.
And then I got a fight, and it was just,
Nice. What's it like to be punched in the face?
fuck, it's awesome.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice. So you got punched in the face the first time. What went through your head? Did it psych you up? Or
No,
did
because
you
you're just so high on
You're so
adrenaline.
high.
You're just like fucking, and
Yeah.
you know, like, I find peace after.
Mhm.
I'm always like super calm after.
Yeah. So how many fights have you had?
6?
Oh, that's good. Actually, really good. 6.
Yeah.
And you're a champ.
Yeah, well, amateur. I was.
Yeah, that's the champ.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
I did have a loss. So I
Yeah.
lost the belt.
Oh, you did lose the belt.
I did. Yeah.
What did that feel like? Like, tell me honestly, because I know you
I
train
will.
hard.
You know what? And I
train
haven't
hard.
talked about it with anybody. Nobody knows this shit. So you
Yeah.
guys first. 'Cause
And
I don't
I
like talking.
appreciate it.
I don't want.
Well, this
I
is
don't
the
like
juice.
making.
This is the interesting stuff.
Well, I don't like making excuses. We don't
No,
make
no
excuses,
excuses.
and I tell my kids
No,
don't
not
fucking make
saying that.
excuses.
No.
So but it's good because I was like, oh, Reef, you're gonna make me cry. So I really want to get it out.
Awesome.
So that fight was in 2017. Okay, my sister-in-law was very sick. My dog was
She
dying.
had a lot on her mind.
Bad time.
Yeah, it was bad timing.
Dog dying.
My dog was
sister.
dying. Yeah,
that's
my
awesome.
sister-in-law was sick. And fucking, I was in a car accident 1 week before the fight.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then my tenant fucked my house up so bad that it was mold.
Oh.
Okay, we had to
stress.
cut out a quarter of my house
Yeah.
because of that mold.
stressful.
And where his room was was right underneath my master bedroom.
Jeez.
So I kept getting sick. And I was like, fuck, what's going on? You know, like, what the hell? I was hacking up black, like, strings in my mucus every morning.
It's fucked.
It was crazy. So when I cut weight, I don't know what happened, but I cut weight. The next morning, I woke up, I was sick. I was fucking sick. I couldn't breathe. I was congested. No. I was out till lunch.
Yeah, that's not an excuse. That's reality. You get sick.
I know. And so Salwin, I had like Dayquil. I had fucking nose strips because we do like I guess like a pre-fight kind of warm up after we cut the weight. I mean, I don't really cut weight, but I do water load and. We go to the gym in the morning of the fight and we get our shit going, we get our blood moving, get pumped up. And I went to the gym and I was out. I couldn't even do that.
Wow.
Like, not that.
Feeling.
Yeah, not that. Like, just that I couldn't put it together. I could do the shit, I could do the technique, but I didn't know why.
Yeah. Wow.
So, fuck, the whole day we were trying to figure out what the hell. Anyways, I was like, fuck it, let's just do it. We get to the venue. I'm fucking trying to slap my face, putting water, just trying to snap out of it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to accept that I was gonna lose, but like I think deep down I already knew.
It's a rough fight, man.
But I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go out there and I'm just gonna do it. And
put your life in danger.
Yeah, pretty much.
But there's no finish.
Yeah, there was
decision. You went all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't remember any of that fight.
That's really scary. That's really scary.
And I still went out there and I still did my fucking.
That was the yellow boa fight.
That was the fucking Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. She came like a full yellow boa.
Awesome. I like to put on a show. I like to like entertain. That's my thing.
Yeah, I was the same as a fighter. Same thing. Right? I came out in a Roman gladiator outfit. Guys with flags and shit.
Damn.
It's like my very first pro fight. I did Batman and. We turned all the lights out in the arena.
That's crazy.
And then when they went back on, I was in the middle of the ring on my knees in front of my opponent. Dude, he psyched him right out and didn't want to fight.
Well, in boxing, you can do that and get away with it. I remember Pissed Nassim used to come on a flying carpet and stuff.
Right?
But MMA doesn't really do that.
No.
So you're kind of like breaking ground.
Yeah, I go all out.
Especially
if you should do that. That's awesome.
Especially female, because for the most part, female fighters, there's not really any showmen.
Yeah.
Outside of the cage. Inside is some bad blood.
Yeah.
But outside, not really.
And that's important too about the sport of fighting.
You become a star, right?
Well, it's more than just fighting now. There's so much more that goes into it.
Yes, there is.
You have to promote yourself.
And you have to use your brain.
Yeah. It's the way you get signed for fights now. You can't just be good anymore. You have to be good with followers or good with social, stamps.
Dude, it happens in UFC all the time, man. If you're not a name, you don't get fights.
Yeah.
You gotta pick fights with people.
Yeah.
I guess, right?
So, do you have more fights in you?
Yeah, for sure.
And you want to have more
Absolutely.
fights? Shit.
You're gonna
That's
see
good.
me
You're
soon.
young.
You're gonna see me soon. I don't even think I've hit my prime.
Yeah.
Honestly, like all those fights that I've had, in the past, I've taken a few years off now, and it's really made me have a deeper, grounding and a deeper understanding to the technique. And, I used to fight on pure aggression before, just fucking pure, hatred.
Yeah.
I had some shit going on, deep, and now I've kind of let it all go, and I'm like a zen savage. I used to be savage before, but now I'm like zen.
Well, that's the level up in fighting from aggression, right? Is like
lead with technique.
Yeah.
Skill,
right?
Yeah.
Like,
But if it goes there, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. You need to know how to bring it out, right? You just bring it out and then bring it back.
So you're okay with the dog? You're okay with the dog fight?
I like a good dog fight.
Shit, eh?
Yeah. What is the?
I know. You know what? My kids have seen me with face. My face fucked up because I literally take punches off my face.
I can attest to. I've seen this. I can attest.
Is that all you got?
Not a movement.
Are you trash talker?
One time I trash talked, but it wasn't me.
Yeah.
One time I did it, but it wasn't me. I didn't feel good about it.
It was Junglee, right?
Yeah, I didn't feel it was the Gemini. It was fucking Shawna.
You don't want to toss smack.
I don't want to. I just want to be happy and peaceful.
And then smash him in the face.
And just
That's pretty go. That's good, man. I miss those days. Like those are good feeling days when you get up and train every single day for some purpose. You know, like
moving towards the goal.
I've tried to train now, and it's just I have no purpose to train. There's no point. Like I didn't love it enough.
Oh shit.
Well, I didn't. But this is the thing. It's boxing, right? You can only hit a bag for so many times before you just get bored out of your skull. You ask any of those fighters. They really don't want to hit bags and everything. They don't do it. You think they're doing
It's
it?
the paychecks, man.
De La Hoya, is he hitting it? Mike Tyson, he's not hitting bags and stuff. They're not. They'll do it for a paycheck, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing about boxing, I think, compared to jiu-jitsu, is that there's no level. There's no ceiling in jiu-jitsu. You can continue to go up and up and up. You can train and learn more and more.
Yeah.
You know, there's masters from all over the world who are just like amazing, right? You can always learn something.
Yeah. It's impressive, man.
Yeah.
Not gonna have your ears, but your ears gonna be mangled by then. You don't really have ear damage, do you?
No.
You've been pretty lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like good, like nice, like.
You're lucky.
Yeah. I know some people that come in for like 2 months and their ears are already cauliflower.
What the fuck?
What is that from? Is that from wrestling, like grabbing and bending the ear all
Yeah,
the time?
yeah, the cartilage.
Breaks over and over again.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, that's not crazy.
So you've been in a predominantly like male gym. Females come and go now and then. You have some semi-dedicated female partners. Do you think that changes your game, being around pretty much?
I think in the beginning, yeah, I totally do, and I think that's what really brought me out, and had to have that confidence because I was getting punched in the face by dudes.
yeah,
And then sometimes the dudes have ego.
yeah.
You know?
A lot of times.
Fuck.
Lot of
Did you
times.
ever see my matches with Jofis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some good matches.
That was just straight stupid. I don't know what the fuck.
But it's
I
a
was thinking.
psychological game as well. Can't you just be like, and they're like, oh, sorry, and then you just fucking crown them, right? Like, you know, like just play it and then just crown them.
Nah, I remember.
It's a psychological. This is chess, not checkers.
Dude, I remember
you
the
know?
very first time I ever had to spar
Yeah.
with Shawna.
Yeah.
And I had never hit a girl before.
Yeah.
And she's like, fuck this. And she fucking just started swinging. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, yeah, I know I have to hit something. But it just always feels weird. Obviously,
That's
because
a
it's not.
psychological game of it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what should get your advantage over.
Yeah.
I can only hit Rosie in the body. You can never hit her in the head. I always felt guilty afterwards. So stupid.
Right, but look. Now you're talking about losing. Now you lost these battles. You
Over.
lost these
It's over. Yeah.
Right.
That's not my life. I can never.
I couldn't beat on a girl either. I'd like, even especially if she was going to beat on me. I especially don't want to put myself in that position.
Because you might swing.
No. No. And this is funny. Let's go into this topic though,
Yeah.
about girls beating up on boys,
Huh.
right? And about when the ego gets into play. You must see that all the time.
I
Right?
seen it today.
You saw it today.
Oh yeah, there's a new guy. That came in today. And
New guy.
It was a new
Oh,
guy,
fucking
and the
horrible.
thing is
Yeah.
about this new guy is that a bunch of gyms had messaged us already and
About
told
this guy.
us, "Hey, this guy goes hard. He's going hard
Oh,
with
this is the
females."
guy you're talking about.
Yeah. So he had come in and he came in the summertime and it was whatever, and then he came in today and he was going hard and he was going hard on the girls. So Sal, in front of everybody, was like, "Do you have something to say?" And then he was quiet. He's like, and then the whole time Sal was thinking, "I'm gonna fucking headbutt this guy. If he doesn't answer me." Anyways, he answered and he's like, "I didn't mean to go hard." And he's like, "Fuck, you're beating up on a girl."
Damn.
Wow.
Dude, and I'm telling
He's
you,
like,
man.
"It's my taekwondo."
Yeah, right.
That's what he said.
Taekwondo under control.
That's what he said.
You've met Sal.
Yes.
And he's a friendly.
Same vibe. They have
humble.
the same vibe.
But dude, when Sal
These
gets
two.
in your face, man, that's a different fucking thing.
Well, yeah, I've never seen
Whoa.
that side.
Oh man, we always talk about like if an intruder comes into our house.
Oh, good
How fun
night.
that
Wow.
Good night.
So we can't talk about that though. I was gonna say, so an intruder comes in the house. Well, I want to know the sequence of events that will happen, but I don't. I don't want to discourage any creepers, and two, I don't want to put Sal right on the spot.
Yeah.
I don't need him going on the garage. Like, hey, whoa! You know what I
I'm
mean?
telling you, man, we had.
What are you
we
talking
had a
about me
class-
on the radio?
There was like a series of classes leading up to this, but someone kept peeing on the seat right, in the gym.
Oh, in the
And
toilet.
Sal didn't
Big
fucking
no-no.
play that shit.
Who does that?
Someone that didn't admit it, obviously, and it happened for a couple days. And like, don't fucking pee on the seat. wipe your shit. Take care, clean your shit.
So I'm gonna wipe it with your face.
Yeah, and everyone's kind of like, and then one day he's like, you know what, fuck it. And he gave us a torture class.
Oh,
and he
wow.
punished us.
Wow.
And I remember there were a few people that didn't come back afterwards.
Yeah.
It was fucking horrible.
100%.
And then
the
he
Peter
locked,
left.
and then he locked the bathroom door for like a month.
Yeah.
He was
Oh.
like, use the bathroom.
I
wow.
thought I was gonna die that night. I don't think I've ever physically pushed myself that hard
That's amazing.
ever in my life. It was fucking terrible.
Right?
But it was a lesson learned.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the bathroom. Fuck that. I'm going to the bathroom before. Hold
I'm
it.
sitting down when I pee, man. I'm gonna sit down when I pee when I go to the gym.
It is just crazy. So, I mean, you never know when someone's a badass based on how they look. Like, we're talking about, Brofist earlier. I'm assuming
Oh yeah.
you would never think this guy could fight, and then shit pops off to the fucking ninja. Obviously, same goes for you. Have you been put in a situation outside the gym where someone's
Fuck no.
Been
man.
unassuming.
She's dying for it.
Yeah. Like, people driving, people get a tough
road
guy.
rage.
Like,
Yeah.
this is
What
over.
kind of car do you drive?
I drive a Kia Soul.
Okay, so you're a victim written all over you,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yes.
if I'm just some steroid monkey, I'm looking at her like, that's it. I'm road raging.
Yes.
so no grocery store, nothing like that?
No,
Twist
I'm
you up.
waiting.
Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a good thing.
And I was working in the club for like 3 years.
Nothing.
And every time I went to the bathroom, I was like,
Please, somebody.
Floss a little harder.
hit me from behind as I'm walking
Please
through the.
smack me on the butt or something.
No.
Like, please.
Oh my god. So
Yeah, no, never.
what would be your first
Nothing.
reaction
Be
when that
rude.
happened?
I mean, it depends what their first reaction would be.
And then you react.
Yeah.
And it would probably would end pretty
And
quickly.
because girls, I mean, if it's a girl, they usually pull hair, which is perfect because
okay.
my hair's used to being pulled, so that's not gonna phase me. So I would just put her in the clinch
Yeah.
and just knee her.
Oh,
Just knee hair.
show us
You
over.
bitches fucking
Show
relax.
us over.
You relax, you're gonna get a knee right in the mammaries.
Yeah, if you didn't know before,
My
take a good look.
Yeah.
You would not have
But you're so like unsuspicious though. Like when you see her, you just think, oh, it's just a really nice person. Like you're so nice. You know what I mean? You can tell. You get this really good. I got that from Sal too, though.
Yeah.
Right? Like just very nice, man. There's a real confidence that comes off of both.
I totally got that from competing. That's
Yeah.
one thing that fighting has given
Oh,
me.
for
Competition
sure.
has
Yeah.
given me.
Hell
Is the
yeah.
confidence. I was a scared little girl before.
Yeah, you were.
I was a scared little
Did you
girl.
go in the bikini contest, kind of
Just
looking for
ask that.
acceptance, kind of, or what were you doing those for?
I mean,
Because that's kind of
yeah.
a different thing. Like my buddy went in them all the time, right? And he had a really big package, and he needed right. He had big ones, so he put on the really skinny ones, and he'd go on the Suncastle contest. Everybody'd be like, "Oh my god!" Like they'd be mortified, kind of, right?
Distraction.
But he needed that. He was a really insecure guy.
Oh, that's the
right?
great
And
thing.
he needed that,
Yeah.
and now he's gone downhill. He's just slinging dick all over the place. Just like, just dirty.
Do what you can, man.
Yeah,
You
he's
use what you use.
digressed in his life, But like, is that what it comes from? Do you think? And did the jiu-jitsu snap you out of it?
And that's a good question.
It's a pretty honest.
It is,
It's
yeah.
a tough one because it's a reality for all of us.
I think going into the bikini competitions, actually coming out of bikini competitions, I think I was more insecure.
What made you do it? Because it's a fucking, Rosie's done them and they're a grind.
They're the hardest thing. I can't even imagine doing it. Like that's so
It's insanity.
Like,
the
what's hard
mental
about
preparation.
it? In what terms? Like the food?
The food.
The dieting?
For me, the food.
Dieting, the lifestyle. I don't think bodybuilder and fitness lifestyle is very healthy. Although everyone
No.
looks healthy, it's really not. You're really harming yourself.
Your adrenal glands get fucked.
Yeah.
It feels like it, right? But it also seems like I don't know, like it obviously was a start point for you to get where you are now
Yeah.
as a champion. And that's what I was kind of getting at. I was wondering if maybe that was the point that everybody has to have something that they break through and they do that's awkward in order to get to that next level of confidence, right? Because I think we were all in that same boat.
What did you do any performing or anything before the contest? Like did you do like talent shows or any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I did.
Oh
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you had progression. Right?
So what
Yeah,
did you do?
fuck, I just used to make up my own dances.
Yeah.
You know, like in the mirror and shit. Like,
Totally, I can totally see that.
Damn.
I think I did. I think my first talent show I was grade 4. I think I did Gangsta's Paradise by
That's
Julio.
amazing.
Hilarious.
What's that song?
Again.
Miss Bennett.
Of course. I never would have guessed.
Grade 4.
It's awesome.
Wow.
But see, there you go, dude. And comes back to us too, which is great about you bringing great guests on who we can make points.
We've been fortunate, yeah.
You had to become a champion. You have to at first kind of play the fool in a weird way. You know what I mean? To be truly where you are, to accomplish what you accomplished, you had to suffer and feel pain, and you had to go through character development. You know, and that swimsuit contest was a character development contest. Well, it was. It's not easy, dude. It's probably harder to do the swimsuit than the fight.
Dude, there's so many fucking.
That's what a lot of people have said to me too.
Well, there's so much politics. It's like they pre-pick their winners beforehand. There's a lot of bullshit in those competitions. But the fucking limitations that you have to put on yourself as far as diet and
I mean, I did bikini, so it wasn't that crazy.
Were you doing like 2 days at the gym and stuff like that?
Yeah, but I had my own gym, so it was.
Right.
And it wasn't
fun.
fitness; it was bikini, so it was sexy kind of, right?
Exactly. All you really had to do was just kind of diet.
Yeah.
yeah.
So what was?
Well, that's all I had to do because I was working out like the whole time. So I was like kind of like 2013. I did my first bikini show.
So you could have always been out there like that.
I guess if you think about it, I'm just like so hard. I'm just like, nah, I didn't really do anything. Nah, it's not that big deal.
Yeah, because we've been around each other in the gym a lot, and you don't seem like you're like that person that would jump on the stage and just wild out. But then I see you come to the fights with the bow edge. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You're an entertainer.
Yeah.
And because like, you would always like you would dance and then you would stop.
Yeah.
You wouldn't like go all in on shit. At the gym, just fucking around and music playing.
My white girl dance.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, and you would always just stop. Like, oh, she's kind of shy. But I remember we went out one night, and you guys came to see a show, and we were walking down, must have been fucking Davie Street or some shit.
Yes.
And you broke into a Bollywood song.
Yeah.
I don't just mean
like singing it.
Singing, belting that shit.
Oh, nice.
On Davie Street. And all the words, perfect accent.
Oh, that's great.
So, how long have you been in the Bollywood movies?
Just like, I don't know,
I've never heard anyone ask
years.
anyone that question.
So, basically, since you've been with Sally,
I only know them because it's what he grew up to, so he kind of, we
you
vibe
enjoy
on
it?
that. Yeah, I like Disco Dancer. I like that one.
oh my god. Okay, just being fucked up about that movie. This movie is like, how can I compare it in Hollywood terms? It really is, I guess, it's like Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and
the
yes.
Bollywood
actor,
version?
yeah, so
Yes.
Bollywood,
And everyone has nice hair.
but dude, you don't understand, the actor,
Right.
he was like, but you would consider like a South Indian guy, so he was fairly dark skinned.
Yeah.
And up until this point in Bollywood, everybody was Indian, but white, like light as
Yeah,
fuck.
Yeah.
like Mumbai.
Yeah, so he's kind of like
That's
the
why-
first dark skinned dude that broke the mold.
What was his name?
Mithun Chakrabarti.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and he put on this fucking performance in this movie. He was like a victim as a kid, and became this super big disco dancer, superstar, singing songs on stage and shit. And I was probably like 3 or 4.
Oh, so this is an
when
older one.
Oh, dude, this is old.
It's 90s one.
No, dude, this is early 80s.
Early 80s.
And man, I used to watch it every fucking
Wow, really?
memorize every song, every word of the movie, and I wanted to be Mithun for the longest time. I did. And then I saw Bruce Lee, and everything changed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but he was the only dark skinned dude. There were no dark skinned people on TV back then.
Right.
So that one you liked.
I like that one, yeah.
It's incredible.
Sounds like a good story.
Dude, it's hokey
a
as
good
fuck. It is hokey. Like now when I go back and watch it, I try to show it to my kids, and all they did was laugh. They just they couldn't have 2 minutes of a straight face to even absorb it. It was just laughter. Because it's so hokey.
Yeah.
We just love that shit. That's all we had, man. That was our superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it was like back then, though. Like, even when I go to parties and I play music, Indian music, and it's the older folks, right? And then the younger folks, obviously, with the, Punjabi rap and all that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right?
Right. That shit.
The older folks are so shocked because I pull music out. Because as a DJ, when I first started playing Indian music, you play all the old shit because you don't know anymore. You don't know any better, and I don't know what I'm playing. I'm just playing whatever, right? And all the old people are like, yes,
Yeah.
they're all solid. And you start to learn all the where they all come from movies.
Yeah.
So then I would start like, I'll go look and check out these movies, right? And it's just, dude, my PTSD doesn't allow me to watch a Bollywood movie.
Oh, I get it. It's tough.
My ADD mixed with PTSD doesn't allow me to do it. It is unbelievable what happens in those movies.
Dude, there's this.
It's It's a lot of up and down.
Is
It's like
Disco
emotional.
Dancer that way?
No, okay, well,
Is
Disco
it
Dancer, it's fairly cohesive, actually.
Yeah.
It's a really heartbreaking story, and it's kind of cohesive. It moves in a good direction. It's obviously Hollywood inspired. You can see the Hollywood undertones all over it. But yeah, man, it was like it really felt like a superhero movie because everywhere else we saw Indian people was the same fucking bullshit caricature, taxi driver, corner store owner. That's all they were. Even now, that's all they are. But he was like, something different.
He was a disco dancer.
Damn, back
I
then.
am
man.
a disco
Oh.
dancer.
Oh man.
That's literally how the song goes.
So you guys
Yes,
have
that's
kids,
how-
you and Sal, right?
We do.
What are their ages?
We have two, 11 and 9.
11 and 9. Okay. Are they in touch with their Indian culture? Like both?
They. Yes and no. I always told Sal like I want you to speak to him, but
Yeah.
he's like.
What's the point?
It's hard,
Yeah,
man. It's
and
hard.
so when they go to like my in-laws, they get all like the terkari and they get
Nice.
like all the
Yeah.
and then so
Well, me
they
and my-
want to because they certain things
Mhm.
they mixed, like socks they call moja
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they. I think
There's
they
some
want to
words.
be more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they do because I get it from Ty and Tia. Like, we're both Indian. We both speak Hindi, but we never took time out to teach them Hindi. It just wasn't a thing we thought about, right?
Right.
And now that they're older, Ty can speak it and understand it, but it's broken as fuck.
Right.
It's like English or whatever it's called, right?
Dude, not even. It's just broken as hell. And
Yeah.
Tia knows some words, but they want to know more now. Like, fuck, I don't even know the language. I know how to speak it in phrases, but I couldn't teach them the letters or the beginnings of words and how to transition, I don't know any of that shit. I just know what I know from growing up in an Indian household, right? It sucks.
Yeah, it must be hard. It must be hard to teach the kids too. though.
Hard
And
as
the
fuck.
proper way too. Right?
Yeah.
You're probably talking slang.
Broken as hell.
Yeah. Like, cause I know, cause I used to like Google
Yeah.
Hindi to English, and
Oh,
like.
the translate.
Yes, and I would say
Yeah,
things.
it's all good.
I would say things to Sal's parents, and they're like, "What the hell?"
What do you
Yeah.
mean you want coconut juice? You don't have coconut juice. Your wife is crazy.
Well, you don't get it, man. Like, okay, there's the Indian Hindi from India. That's the correct form of Hindi.
The dialect.
And then there's a Fijian Hindi that we speak
Yeah.
because we were moved over, right?
Yeah.
So there's a Fijian Hindi, which is like a pidgin English, broken as fuck. And Indian people look down on Fijians that speak that Hindi.
Oh wow.
Like the same way French folks look at Quebecois in Canada, right? Like the lower class French,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
really French, right?
Yeah.
That's what Fiji people get in Indian people get in Fiji.
Oh crazy.
Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah.
It's very, very broken version of the language.
Oh crazy.
So we just don't speak it.
But when the kids go to grandmas and grandpas, they get culture slammed. I'm
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
It's just like boom, you're into this is.
And then
this
we
is who
get
you are.
shamed afterwards.
Yeah.
You didn't teach
No,
us
no.
Hindi.
Oh yeah.
what?
I was gonna ask that next.
Yeah.
Maybe not your in-law.
No,
but
my
parents and
in-laws
my
have
in-laws.
they've come a long way. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Even like with like the
was
way that
probably
they
hard for
cook
them.
food, like she does it. My mother-in-law doesn't use like ghee or like canola
Oh,
oils or
yeah.
anything. Like just straight like super healthy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So this is
Oh,
interesting
that's
now.
not
This is an interesting transition because obviously the parenting techniques in a Muslim household are very different from parenting techniques in a white household.
Sean, you want a drink or anything?
You have like water? Thank you.
How is the reception
Thank you
for
so much.
you being so out there as an individual when brown culture really doesn't take this stuff as like oh, she's in a bikini, she take a picture, the whole world's gonna see it. Like brown people are very closed-minded to this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So
Well, my mother-in-law is the only one that I really care about saying anything, and she's very religious.
Oh, is she?
Yes, she's very religious.
Muslim?
shout out South
Yeah.
Mom. Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out Sesame.
Yeah, shout out D. And she loves it. Like we were in Fiji a few years back, and she was showing everybody my
empowering.
pictures, my bikini, and she, like
Oh, wow.
she's come along. And the first time I met her, well, not the first time I met her, but first couple times, I wore like a shirt that was kind of here.
Yeah.
And I knew she said something to Sal by the way she was looking at
That's
me.
hilarious.
And Sal's like, don't say anything to her. And I was really embarrassed.
Wow.
But she was showing her friends the pitch.
Yes, this was years after the fact. After the fact. The first time I had went there.
She's like, look at my
She's like,
daughter-in-law.
she's like, don't come to the house wearing this. None of the girlfriends Sal brought ever wore this.
Wow. Just say I'm a unicorn. Find out how to
Shots
say
fired.
unicorn in
Yeah.
English.
But dude, I'm
No,
not
but and I
kidding,
was
man.
embarrassed. I was like, shit, I don't know this. Sal, you should totally.
As you zip up your hoodie.
Well, because you know what? Now, like she's totally cool to everything now, but like I always just cover it,
Yeah.
just out of respect.
Well, even with
I just didn't understand the culture before. You
even
know?
in my household, man, Rosie's Indian Muslim girl, and she used to wear short skirts and stuff. Used to drive my mom fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But now they have a different understanding.
Yeah, totally. And I think that's just the years of being together and in the family.
Yeah, no, we had to break my parents open.
Yeah.
They were fucking closed-minded as hell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And same thing with us. Like I love Sal's parents. I fucking love them. They're so awesome. And it's so sad because they're getting older now, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck, man.
Yeah. Is he the patriarch in the family or the main guy? Like, if his dad goes as Sal, then
Yes. Yes.
yeah, he's got to run the family.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow, the family's gonna be tip top shit. Hey,
Yeah.
Hey,
no
man.
slacking after dad goes. It'll
Well,
be
you know what's
like-
interesting, right? Because I remember, being the age of my kid and seeing my parents be like, oh, they're not that old. But they looked way older than we look
Yes.
at 40.
Yeah, they did.
At 19, 40 was old. And now we're 40, seeing our parents
So I was telling you, we're
be
cougars.
old.
It was old back then.
Yeah. In the next 10 years, shit's gonna change dramatically, right? In everyone's life as far as their elders go. And it's weird being in this situation now, because I remember seeing my parents go through it when, their parents were passing away, their uncles and aunts were all passing away. It's just fucked up, man. Especially after this roller coaster ride of a year that we've had.
Yeah. So how's it been during this year for you guys? Like have you had the kids 11 and 9? They must be
Yes.
driving you nuts.
Well.
It's okay. They're not watching.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah. I mean, when we first went to lockdown, their school did really good. Like they set them up on online learning right away.
Okay, but hold on. Let's clarify. It's not a public school.
Right.
Private school, online learning.
It's a bougie kids.
No.
Well, they're getting good education.
Good
It
education.
obviously
all that
is
fucking
important.
matters.
I was going to ask you that next, but that's awesome. Education's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so they got the online.
So they had the online. So they were literally sitting in front of the screen for like 8 hours. It wasn't the greatest,
Yeah.
but
It's crucial.
yeah, they did it, and I was really proud of them. And then
It's tough.
it was tough because we didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
So just being in that limbo with the gym, we would just fucking every day. It was just like ADD,
Yes.
PTSD,
Yeah,
like. So once we got into the flow of things, I think it was kind of like a blessing for us because we were able to just kind of take a breath and just enjoy each other's company. Because before we were so busy every day. Here, driving. Sorry,
That's the first.
that's my kids.
That's the first, and then the disco
Papa.
ass.
That's dope.
You like that?
Ringtone.
That's my kids. Anyways, yeah. So it was nice that they got, they were home with us and we were able to just kind of chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember for the first 2 months, there was no real schooling for my kid. Ty obviously had his thing going on, but I had to give my daughter homework. And she fucking hated it because I was making her do stuff that she's 12, 13, and I was giving her geology that she had never seen before. They had never seen the continents and the countries. And she's like, I've never seen any of
You thought
this.
she
Like,
was more
what?
advanced than
What? Yeah, I was shocked. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? So we did a deep dive, and I had to fucking test her, and I had to be a taskmaster. If I could get paid full time to teach her at home, I would.
Dude, that's how
That's
it
awesome.
should be.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That's really how it
Man.
should be. I wish it was that way for me.
There's no resources, man.
Yeah.
The teachers are buying supplies for their fucking students. It's
Yeah.
unacceptable, man. Unacceptable. In any way that you look at it. The fact that did you see the shooting that happened?
Which one?
The one in Pennsylvania. You
Oh,
had
yeah.
I just learned about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have the gun that this guy pulled out afterward, the big fucking Terminator
Yeah.
gun that he pulled out. This is like a regular part of police artillery. It's just a part of their their cabinet of guns, right? Can you imagine how little it would take to divert a couple $100 million from their budget and fund schools? It would be like nothing.
Oh yeah, from the cops, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$5 billion budget for
That's a lot.
law enforcement in BC.
That's crazy. Sounds
That's
like a lot.
crazy.
It's insanity. What the fuck happened? You know what they bought? They bought sonic boom cannons
Oh, for crowd.
for riders. Yeah.
Because they think
Why the fuck do
protest-
we got Captain America coming here sometime soon?
Well, because they think people are going to start protesting
It
more.
makes no fucking sense.
They know
man.
civil unrest is coming. You know, strong survive.
So what do you think? What do you think is the end result? Do you think we fuck ourselves over, or do you think something comes here and fucks us over?
Oh, you mean in the end for us?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty deep question.
Yeah.
I think we live longer than people think. I think we're humans, and we're evolvers and adapters and survivors, right? We all at this table can tell a story of survival.
Until a UFO shows up.
UFOs are going to do nothing but make our lives better.
Better.
You think so?
Yes.
100%.
Wow.
Because they're going to teach you
Yeah.
intergalactic kung fu. They're going to tell. They're going to
No
show.
ego.
Right.
Because
No
that's what
ego.
I feel like. That's what runs this
World.
Yeah.
world is
Yeah.
ego.
Yeah.
Big time.
You know, when it comes down to
So
it.
you guys think it'd be a peaceful process?
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting.
Because here's the thing: why would you want to take this over?
Well,
it's
because
it's a dying being, living being. This earth.
I can only think of our current power structures and think how fucked up they are. Anything different we want to destroy, blow up, shoot at it, whatever it is. Why would it be different with UFOs? The first thing they do is turn the nukes on them,
No,
open fire. You think we would welcome?
I think they're already here,
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
and I think
Yeah.
we've already gone through this.
With
We got one of yours, you got some of ours, we got some of yours, we got some of yours. Oh, you want to dissect one of our motherfucking guys? We got a couple of yours, we're dissecting those guys, right? Elvis, fuck you motherfuckers, you know where he is,
Popes.
right?
Popes,
But these
Elvis.
aliens are gonna come with shit like, yeah, JFK, we shot his ass, no. We just zapped him with a fucking bullet from the sky, zapped him, right? Like, things are gonna come out, and they're gonna be like, your government doesn't like you.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, your government
Wants
doesn't
to
like you.
kill. They want you to kill each other.
They're gonna
That's-
expose us to ourselves.
Yeah.
Why do you think they would be sympathetic to us?
I just think that they come from a different, like a whole different place.
Hmm.
And even watching that documentary,
Oh, you did a deep dive
the deep dive.
into some of this UFO stuff?
Well, I just watched and then I watched the documentary and I started getting intrigued. So I messaged him.
Which
So
one?
then-
Which one is it?
Unacknowledged.
I haven't seen that.
You gotta
Oh
watch
my
it.
goodness.
I think
You
I've
gotta
seen
watch
it on the list of
Yeah, you probably did.
free shit that I'm getting online.
Yeah,
Right.
you definitely need to watch
It's
it.
good. Is it a UFO one?
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Nice.
It talks about like the deep dark government,
Okay,
how they're already working with them.
because this show here is about conspiracies as well. I don't know
It
if
seems
you
to be going in that direction.
Well, every guest ends up going here, so we
Yeah.
have to have the 3 conspiracy questions
Yeah.
from you.
So have you think you've seen anything?
I don't know. No. But I tell you, since I watched that documentary and watched these podcasts, and then remember I messaged you, I'm like, Arif, you're never gonna guess. I was on Facebook and I'm part of this Maple Ridge mom group. And I said,
So am I actually. Yeah, no, I am.
so somebody posted a
Shout out
picture.
Diane. No, that's right.
Somebody posted a picture of this thing in the sky, this flying saucer that was lit green. And they're like, did anybody see this last night? And I was sitting in the exact spot where that shit was
Oh, crazy.
taking a picture. So I said, is this a coincidence?
That was fucking weird.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
That's
So
weird.
I'm telling, we've been talking about it, and I'm like, fuck, I think I'm summoning them.
So I always say this every time I can. If you're an alien out there, you can trust me.
Yeah.
Right?
We'll probably be a little, I'll be standoffish at first. 'Cause fuck, like if they're on the, it's okay though.
Right? I'm a
Yeah.
compassionate person. I
Yeah.
believe that if you expose yourself
So okay,
to
so
me,
what do you
I
think?
can
What do you
handle
think
it.
you're gonna see? What do you think it's gonna look like if you think it's gonna be something? What do
Well,
you think?
that documentary
Yeah.
talks about them being like
Yeah.
4 feet tall.
Mm.
I think that that's going to be exactly what the media is kind of put out to be.
Okay.
Shapeshifter, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, because you say they're already here.
Yeah, they're only here.
Living as
Humans.
Yeah, living as humans, yeah. And I think a lot of them are actors. Well, I think a lot of them are like entertainers because I think
Influence.
no, I just think that they have an out there personality. I think people without their personalities have a better chance of being alien. I don't think they're here trying to be government officials. Run the show. I don't think they're doing that. Why would you do that? We're not We're not smart beings like them. I believe they're super conscious beings who we think from our subconscious, and they're all about conscious thinking and being. Right? That's how they can elude being captured for all these years. They're thinking steps ahead of us, right? We're playing chess, they're playing Chinese checkers on our ass. Okay, so we think we're smart. Oh no, we're fucking away. Yes. Yes. Right? So I think that when it finally happens this year,
It's gonna happen this year.
it's gonna happen this year. It's already been
I think there's a reveal this year. Yeah.
I think there's a reveal this year. Government secrets are being revealed and
Yeah, they had to release a whole bunch of documents recently.
Yeah.
So,
Did you see those documents?
not all of them. It's a lot of fucking black marker on a lot of shit. So.
Right.
You don't get to see a lot, but yeah, there's a lot of shit out there.
so what if you're wrestling in the gym? Alright. No. Right? And you make friends with someone, you're like, yeah, okay, this person just came out of nowhere, we're friends, and they see this and they're like, I can confide in Shawna now. And they expose themselves to you.
Damn.
What's the first question you ask?
Oh shit.
Like, what do you want to know?
I don't think I want to know anything.
don't know everything.
Well, I mean, I think I would like to have their consciousness, like
how
you
do I
were
get
saying,
that?
like how to be just zen.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what they are. I don't think that they have any ego. I think that they just want to make
They're one with the galaxy.
exactly. So I would want them to teach me that.
Wow.
Because I try to be like that, but sometimes I find myself being like having that ego. And I read this book, and I always go back to it. I haven't finished it, but I go back to it. Yeah, once in a while. It's called A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, and that's what it's all about. It's all about just letting go of the ego.
And that's the secret of Jiu Jitsu, though, too.
Yeah.
Letting go of the ego. And
Yeah.
life is letting go of the ego, right? Being a good mother and a good parent is letting go of the ego as well. You sacrifice a lot to be a parent.
So outside of training, are you doing like yoga or any of that kind of stuff to like find
Yeah,
that?
I try to do yoga. I mean, it's closed down now, but yeah, I do yoga regularly when it's not closed down, and then especially during fight camp.
Oh shit.
Fight camp?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Stay loose.
That's like my meditation time.
Oh, that's cool. What's that? Fight camp? Like you go somewhere?
No,
you're
like that's
it's training for fights.
when you're
Oh.
training for a fight.
Oh,
Yeah.
fight camp.
Fight camp.
Oh, yeah.
What did she
Oh.
say?
Yeah.
I thought she went to a camp where it's like fighting. Everyone comes there and it's like, hey, what's up?
Like
Hey,
a tournament, like a tournament, like Mortal Kombat.
2
right?
weeks of fight camp.
Mortal
Hey.
Kombat.
Wait, so did you watch these movies growing up? These martial arts movies growing up?
Some of them.
So it wasn't really like a part
It
of
wasn't yet. No, it wasn't. Like I wasn't into like Bruce Lee.
She wasn't. You were a girly girl, basically.
I'm a girly girl, exactly.
Yeah, right? Like, so you're into girl stuff. It's just
Yes,
that
like
you
know,
found this as like a release.
Yes.
This became a release for you. All of a sudden you're like, holy shit, I'm not frustrated anymore.
Yes.
I bet, right?
Yeah.
And then you start thinking that I can do something more with
And
this.
yeah, and then Sal always said like fucking he would because we had fighters that would travel, so he didn't want to be nervous leaving me.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't have to worry about you anymore.
Training.
You know, I don't have to worry if somebody comes and like sucker punches Sal. Like I got your back, bro. You know?
Do you think like you could take down like let's say 230
Oh my
pounds?
goodness,
Like let's say guys like 230 pounds, 6'4".
it would be hard.
What would be your first move? What would be the first move? Chop them down the legs.
Kick him in the balls.
Oh yes.
Equalizer.
I guess that's the equalizer.
Yes.
200, like come on.
That's
Well, no, but I just
and
thought
he's
maybe you're
probably
like,
like, what is
bam!
After the kick in the balls.
Kick the knee out or
After the
something.
kick in the balls, then drop combos.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it would be hard to take someone down like that.
Yeah,
That
adrenaline
big.
have to be going like in the
Yeah.
heat of the moment, you know.
You just gotta survive.
Yeah, I gotta survive. I don't know what I'd do with a guy that size. I have no idea.
So let's go back to this talent show dancing that you
Yes.
You
What
said
was the
free.
soundtrack?
It was Dangerous Minds.
Dangerous Minds.
But is that always been a part of your soundtrack? Is it all hip hop?
Yeah. Like
What's your hip-hop
gangster
band?
rap.
Shit.
Oh, gangster rap. Okay, going back to what year? What's your first year you remember
Oh
listening
my
to rap?
gosh.
How old were
Okay.
you?
Because I was born in '86.
86.
Okay.
So I think
Expo?
Expo, yeah. I think the first time I heard gangster rap, and you know what, like I thought it was gangster rap, but it wasn't gangster rap. It was in
Kumo D was 86.
well, I was listening to Tupac
Yeah.
when I was like 14.
Yeah, pop's gangster rap.
But I
That's
mean,
about
You're more
the age-
conscious.
That was about the age to start
I
listening
mean-
to Tupac. 14?
yeah,
So Pac was the intro?
Almost.
yeah, he was.
Fuck, man.
I know, and you know now I
This is
listen.
shit then, man.
Well, when I do fight camps, the real music, it's like Ice Cube,
Mm.
you know, fucking all that type of shit,
Ghetto
you know.
Boys,
Yeah, Mob
Shit.
Deep,
Mob
like,
Deep.
you know,
Always Mob Deep and
the game, like it's like
Yeah,
gangster rap. I mean,
50.
gangster rap made me do
What about
it.
Eminem? Is Eminem on that playlist?
I mean, I like rap. I like Eminem.
Right, see, Eminem gets no
Yeah.
love on this podcast
You
at
never
all.
get love on playlists.
I like him. I think he's
do too.
awesome.
Yeah.
See, and everyone says that. I know he's dope,
Yeah.
but I don't really
I
fuck- I don't
consider
really
coming
bump
out
it.
to one of his songs, yeah, because it does hype me up,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But
Yeah, it's just for a lot of people, it's just too much to take in.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's too many fucking words. Too many syllables. Too much chaos.
Yeah.
Come on, 2 Guinness World Records with his ridiculousness in his bars.
well, yeah.
So
I'm not
outside
gonna
of
talk
fight,
about like eating people's faces.
right?
When I'm
It's not
fighting.
relatable.
I
It's
want.
not
I'm
relatable.
gonna take your heart out. Oh, take a chomp like an apple. You know?
So is it post fight? You're also all about the hip hop on your playlist?
No. Post fight, I'm spiritual music.
Which is what you consider spiritual. I don't hear no Lisa Loeb and shit like
No. Like
No,
I
it's
don't
not.
know. You know, honestly, post fight, I don't really have like a playlist that like Lauryn Hill.
that. Okay. It's whatever's bumping.
Yeah, just whatever. And we listen to every type of genre. I don't know if you've watched my Instagram stories, but I literally have fucking everything on there.
Yeah,
Like
I have
one
no
day
idea
I'm
what
feeling
some
like
of these
this,
artists are.
one day I'm feeling like
Yeah.
you know, like I love music. Music brings me back to like certain times in my life, and
Yeah.
me and Sal relate on that
Yeah.
on so many levels. Every morning we listen to music.
Do you guys have a song?
No,
You have like a wedding song or anything?
there's so. I mean, we have a
Are
lot
you
of
guys
songs. I
married?
think
You married?
not on paper.
Spiritually married.
Spiritually, he's my life partner.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah, I don't like.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not, fuck, it's a piece of paper. It's just another thing the government
Waste- waste of
you
money.
know, like,
It's a waste of money.
yeah.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
We're
We were-
life partners.
When we originally got married, we were babies. We were
Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
20 years old.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And our parents wanted a fucking big ass wedding.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Fucking, you know. They would, Indian families will gladly pay $30,000 to $50,000 for a child's wedding.
Yeah.
You know,
And it's like a big show.
That's
Like,
sick,
I
guys.
still, I want to have a party. That's what I
That's
want
sick
to have.
though. That's kind of
Yeah.
sick though.
But-
It
Because
is, it is.
you're
It's
just
not right.
showing people that I
Yeah.
can do this, right?
Yeah.
Wedding business was my business before
Oh, really?
before apocalypse happened. Yeah, that was my thing. I did easily 70 weddings a year as a wedding entertainer. And dude, these people would pay so much for money, the flowers and everything, like how much flowers cost.
Yeah.
Just
Jeez.
ridiculous. It was so sad. They taking advantage of people,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like because of one day, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. You say wedding and all of a sudden it's like ching 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 ching.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So nuts.
So if you had to create a playlist for Fight Camp and you had to choose 5 artists, what's the go-to?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. The music and
I think-
conspiracies.
Pac,
Yeah.
Oh,
Ice Cube, probably Biggie.
put your back into it.
No.
Ice
Not
Cube?
that one.
Not
Not that
that
one. Not that type.
Oh, I can say it was a good day.
Closer.
Okay.
Yeah, I think probably Dre
Trey.
What?
and Snoop Dogg, like the old Snoop Dogg,
Nice.
not the new fucking, not
Not the Martha Stewart Snoop Dogg.
I don't know why this is
not the Justin Bieber Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fuck, I hate saying it, man, but he's kind of like, you know, he's an icon.
Oh
You
yeah,
can do
for
no
sure.
wrong.
But like type of music is definitely
He's
the
like,
one.
from the depths of the sea, back on our life. You know what? That's Snoop Dogg.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like
Those are the
gangsta
good
shit.
days though. See, when it was like, you were
I think
86,
we saved good days because we were young.
Well, yeah, we were at the right age for that music.
Yes,
when that music
I
came
wasn't.
out.
I was there later.
Yeah, you were young, yeah.
You got the history and you got the whole
Yes.
story, and then you
Yes.
got the music to catalog with the story where we lived through it. So it's weird because the music back then was so hard to get.
Oh
So
yeah, it's
Oh,
ridiculous.
yeah,
it was
I
more
know.
appreciated than today.
Sal always tells me that he
It's
would
nuts.
go drive down to California and
Yeah.
go to the flea markets down there.
Yeah, you had no choice. We used to go to Bella's Fair. They used to have this store called Sunrise, what they have here,
Mhm.
but the Sunrise there actually had like American hip hop that you could buy, you couldn't get in Canada.
Yeah.
Do you have older siblings?
No,
So you didn't have anybody passing shit down
No.
to you,
no, it was me. I was
going out and finding
yeah,
shit.
exactly. Trendsetter.
So now you look at this fight game, you see yourself going pro,
I'm already pro.
like full-time pro fighter.
Yeah, I think that I'm just getting into my prime right now. Like I said, I have a deeper understanding of the game and more patience.
Yeah.
And I think, in the next little while, I'm going to try to bang out as many fights as I can.
Who
I
do
don't want to be like 40 and fighting.
No,
I just want to,
Have a good
because I'm
run.
not happy with where I'm at right now. I want to achieve more.
Yeah.
I don't want my kids to see that because they're the future and they have to know that hard work, man. It's the only way to do it is hard work. There's no easy road. I don't want them to know an easy road. I don't want to,
So do you see fighters right now that are motivating you?
Oh man, every time I watch fights, every fighter motivates me. No matter win, lose, whatever. It's just getting out there, going through the training, and
Who are your favorite
getting
fighters?
in there.
Do you like watching the girl fights?
Oh yeah, the girls always bring it.
Savages.
Paige Van Zandt, she's fighting this weekend.
Bare knuckle.
Fuck,
That's
man.
nuts.
And Paul was over at our house last night. He's like, "Hey, you want to do bare knuckle? I can get you." And I'm like, "I don't know about that one."
You take a lot of fucking
Your face
facial
is not gonna-
lacerations.
Because it's all head, right?
Yeah.
And then if you watch bare knuckle, like
Yeah,
this star right
man.
there.
People get
There's no fucking
fucked up.
dancing around.
Yeah,
if you think
yeah.
you're gonna dance around, you're gonna get fucked up.
No, you're
Yeah.
just in a square.
Yeah.
There's some old ass guys in there, like 60-year-old men that are just
Oh my
tough as
God.
That's
hell.
brutal though, man.
Yeah.
I think the old UFC fighter Phil Baroni was just
Oh, yeah,
recently
yeah.
on one and he got fucking dropped.
Yeah, it's a big
It's savage.
You gotta really train.
So who are your favorite fighters right now?
I don't have any favorite fighter.
Really? No one that you look at like I want to.
You just like the
No,
the
I just
whole,
yeah, exactly.
the whole that as a whole, fighting as a whole.
Fighting as a whole.
Do you if you could go, let's say, what is it, UFC? Is that what you're in? Like, is that the ultimate for your what you're doing?
Man, I
UFC
just want
fight?
to. I don't. Maybe. I mean, if I'm not
Let's say in
opposed
3
to it.
years.
I'm not opposed to it.
If the
My
opportunity came in
fight-
3 years.
My weight class is 105, 110.
They don't
So
have
I
that
have
in UFC.
115.
Oh, they don't have that.
Yeah.
There's really no pro organizations that have a
You
105.
gotta bulk up.
Yeah. And I've already done that, and that
Yeah, I'd
really
love to do
fucked my metabolism up. Because I was fighting
Okay.
flyweight,
Mm.
like 120, 125,
Mm-hmm.
and that messed my metabolism up
Yeah, it's
so
not
bad.
worth
Like
it.
I'm on.
Are there any pro leagues that do 105, 115?
Oh yeah, I was gonna fight in Ryzen.
Oh,
and I got a
Ryzen.
concussion.
Right. So that would be like the first choice.
Yeah. But
Did one FC do one? That's not.
One FC, yeah. There's a
Nice.
bunch of them. Bellator doesn't have a division, but they have fights.
Mm.
So
So you
we'll
get-
see. I gotta get a couple. I think probably a couple locally, and then we'll see where I go
Go
now.
from there.
It's just gonna be so much more easier for me now. And even like Sal, we were talking about the other day, and because I was telling him for a long time, like fucking, I had PTSD. I didn't want
Yeah.
to go to the gym, and I'm
Yeah.
like, shit, I'm doing something wrong. My technique sucks.
I bet.
And now he's like, Shawna, and don't worry about it. He's like, we're different. He's like, and I'm a better coach now, so I can coach you. Because having a coach and a husband is difficult too.
Yeah, I bet.
Because he does. I mean, I can see his point. He doesn't want anything to happen to me. He doesn't want me to
Obviously.
lose. He wants me
Yeah.
to go out there and put on a good performance. But it was like at the gym,
You guys separate.
in the car,
Mm.
at home. He becomes obsessed, right?
Yeah.
Because he's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Perfectionist.
Yeah.
So it was like right when I woke up,
Yeah.
and I was just like over it.
Yeah.
How did you get over that? Or did you?
I still find at times that I go back to that mentality, but I just try to like take a deep breath and just put it back and ignore it.
because you gotta be like an athlete 24/7.
Yeah.
And I've talked to him about MMA, and I'm ahead. Like I'm obsessed with the sport. But when you listen to someone that does it, that's also obsessed with the sport, the details that you get from someone that practitions it at such a fucking high level, when you talk to them about it, then you really get an understanding of what the game really means. So having that there all the time, it's fucking overwhelming.
It's good. It's good because a lot of people don't have that, right? They don't have that.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
Exactly.
It's like you gotta just find time on your own. As much as you can.
Yeah, and we were so busy before. Like I was working, so I was working on the weekends, and then we'd go to the gym and I'd be training, and then we had the kids, and then we had to do this, and then they had their activities, and so it was a lot, and I had to cook, and everybody eats different meals. You know, it was a lot for me.
Oh, that's a lot.
So now I'm kind of like we're more like smoother, and it was really because of this pandemic that we really got.
You found a balance.
Exactly.
And
it's gonna be different now, and he tells me all the time like it's gonna be different.
Yeah. And outside of fighting, there's obviously other stuff you want to do as well.
Yeah.
What else do you have? What else do you have on your mind? Because
that was what I was gonna ask.
You like the modeling thing.
The levels.
Yeah, I like the modeling thing, but the modeling thing, you know, I know it's probably a grind to get there. I mean, I just like taking pictures.
Yeah. So more fun.
I didn't really think of me doing anything crazy with the modeling.
And no dancing in your future.
No dancing.
No talent shows.
Did you see the pole I bought?
Yeah, I saw it in the gym. And so it's fixed.
Yeah, it's like a fucking stage. Because Sal wouldn't let me get the pole that connects to the ceiling. He's like, you don't have to plug a room in the ceiling. And I'm like, fuck. So then my girlfriend gave me the stage. So it's called an X stage. So she fucking gave me the stage, and it's got the pole right next into it. So he wouldn't let me bring it in the house. Because he's like, the kids are gonna see that.
So they have
like
a
no, it's dance fitness.
Yeah.
It's fitness.
My best friend has one in her house.
He's like, put it in the garage. So now it's in the fucking garage, and the garage is not heated.
And it's not really a garage. It's like Club 16. It's a full gym, full everything, and then a pole.
And then a pole. So it's fitness.
Yeah.
Pole. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Joe's getting good shape doing that.
Fuck, man, dude. Like
your legs.
I'm like, I got this.
Yeah.
No problem. So I watched a couple YouTube videos, and I went out there, and the first couple of times it was good, and then I tried to do this. It definitely was. It wasn't a blooper, but like I tried to hold myself up with one hand here and one hand down there, and like your legs are like out, and my thing spins, right? So I'm like going like this, but fuck, it's strength, man.
Yeah,
you need some strength.
Kind of ripped all year round.
Oh yeah.
So there's for the 5 to 6 women that watch this podcast, that are also mothers, and fitness is probably the furthest thing from their minds for the most part because of just life, work, kids, and all that. What would you say to women listening to be motivated or just take those first few steps into
just take
fitness?
the time out for yourself. There's nothing you can't gain from taking a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you can mentally, physically, it's not going to do any harm to you.
Facts. Why is it so hard for people?
I don't know.
Because we're time
And
sensitive.
you know what I think a lot of it has to do with? A lot of it has to do with the food people eat.
Mm-hmm.
Think so?
Oh yeah, I know so.
So what's your diet like?
My diet's restricted right now. But like I eat 3 meals a day.
Or normal food?
Normal food.
Just
well,
meat,
I don't eat
potatoes
meat.
type
No,
of
I don't
person?
eat meat.
Okay, so you're the vegetarian?
So yeah, I'm a
vegan?
vegan.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
I don't eat meat either.
This has happened twice now.
Yeah.
This has happened twice from the only meat eater.
I
you don't eat meat?
No, fuck no.
Is you
just me.
serious?
Yeah, no,
serious.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I know. I'm a pan-faced comedian. I know, because I tell people looking at it, are you telling me the truth? Like, why do you does everyone always say that? Because I lie so much with the same face.
That's why I was here last weekend. He's a vegan as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the second time I've been.
Yeah, and
It's just fucking disgusting.
It's disgusting now, but like back in the day, people would kill a fucking buffalo and they would have
They
it.
have to.
Yeah, but they didn't have to eat every day. But now, like everybody eats
It's
like
cheap to feed people meat.
and even like even Sal, like when he was eating meat, I used to look at him and I'm like, fuck, your stomach looks like fucking chicken.
Yeah.
There's chicken in it.
It's disgusting.
So it's morally for you and health wise as well.
Yes. And then I've been on fight camps where I've eaten meat, and I've been on fight camps where I haven't eaten meat. And my fight camps that I haven't eaten meat, I'm way less sluggish, and my body recovers.
Yeah.
My joints aren't inflamed.
Yeah.
My legs get moving. You just don't know these days. What they just put so much shit in food.
It's true.
Like we are super strict with my kids too. Like they don't
Really?
have
So
sugar. They have no sugar.
No sugar.
No fuck. You know sugar's in everything.
Yeah.
The average kid eats like 34 pounds of sugar a year.
Damn.
That's a lot of sugar.
That's a lot of sugar.
Wow,
I just looked at this. It's 30 grams
Yes.
of sugar in that.
Yeah.
That's why she's drinking water, bro.
That's exactly what I saw this. When I came in there, I was like, oh, that's a lot
My
of
wife
sugar
is
for
on
me.
this too. My girlfriend is on this too. She's like, let me say that. No, there, right?
You
On
should
everything.
get Zevia.
You know what? I'm gonna go
Have
no
you-
sugar for like
Well,
a week.
have you tried Zevia?
No, what is that?
Yes, you need to get the grape one. Do you like grape pop?
Sure.
Yes, this one has no sugar, no calories.
Oh,
It tastes
really?
like grape pop.
What's it called?
Zevia.
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 Shout out to Zevia. You
Shout out
sponsor
Zevia.
Shawna.
You got a new customer, just like that. Man, we're
Yeah,
good.
and I had this
I would try
conversation
it.
with a lot of people in grocery stores,
Uh-huh.
and I'm always like, shit, I shouldn't have recommended that, because motherfucker, there's none left.
Yeah.
Every time I go
Every
in.
time you go.
Yeah. But
Well,
But we eat for pleasure. Sorry,
Yeah.
most humans
Eat.
that aren't disciplined eat for pleasure.
mhm.
How do you fucking tell someone to not eat what they like when it makes them feel so fucking good? Because people don't eat
You
when
have-
they're hungry.
No.
They just eat.
but that's
Yeah.
all that's from the sugar.
It's just a cycle.
It's a cycle.
It's a cycle,
And
yeah.
you have to detox from the sugar for 3 days in order to not crave the sugar. Because when you're eating the sugar, you're eating more food.
Yeah.
Like, have you noticed?
Yeah, because you
Your
just want
food
more.
wants more food.
You're just always
And
hungry.
when you
You're just
smoke
always
a couple,
hungry.
smoke a couple J's, it doesn't help.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah. That's tough. That's the hardest thing I would say. Definitely in my life is the food part of it.
But there's so many options now.
Yeah, for sure.
So many options.
Sure, but shit tastes so good.
It's 'cause
Yeah.
we've been.
Like I make like shortbread sugar-free, almond flour.
Oh, that's really good.
shortbread,
Almond flour is great.
Sugar-free, sugar cookies.
And you
everything I
say
make-
it, and it sounds like it's gonna taste the way you're saying it.
It is.
It
It,
tastes
does.
great.
I'll get a bring you some. Don't
It
worry.
tastes really good, actually. That
Yeah.
almond flour. I had some the other day.
Yeah. Have you had
Almond
like so?
cookies.
All my baking, it's so simple. All the baking I do is just with almond flour and like stevia, monk fruit.
It's pretty
I've
good.
had stevia.
Kids
to
are
have them in
super
coffee.
healthy and strong.
Yeah.
Do they take cod liver oil?
No. My son just started taking omega-3.
Oh, yes. Cod liver oil was the secret growing up. Did you ever have
I remember that shit. I never
Back
had
in
it.
the
Was that
day,
the
like the
noodles?
80s. Yeah. What's that?
Udo's Choice or whatever.
I don't know what it was, but I only remember it's my mom before.
Did they just
school
run me,
force me?
go right through you?
No, she would force me to take a tablespoon of this oil. It was called, and I remember looking. It's called cod liver
Yeah,
oil,
that's
and that was just building your immune system. I
system.
think. But they said just get it, take it. It tastes
Yeah.
like a thing of oil, right? And I remember taking it, and man, I got strong. I never broke a bone in my body in my
Yeah,
life.
that's awesome.
So I'm always
And you attribute it to cod liver oil?
There's just so many additives in food these days.
100%,
Like, it's
man.
just-
It must be so hard to.
And even if you look at we read all the ingredients. My daughter's got allergies, my son's got allergies. So there's soy in everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Soy lecithin.
Yeah.
Soy.
That's that worst type of soy. That's the added soy, right?
Oh, is it?
That's the
soy, what's
worst.
it called? Soy
Soy lecithin.
lecithin?
Yeah.
So it's that like milk.
It's always the first
It's in
ingredient.
everything.
It's
It's
always
in
the first
everything.
ingredient.
In
And
chocolate, everything.
normally the first ingredient is most in that
Most
So
in
product.
that.
stop eating that is what you're saying.
Well, just look at the ingredient. Don't eat it. Yeah.
I sometimes try not to look at the ingredient and just eat it. Right? Like sometimes I'm just so like, fuck the ingredient.
Fucking Popeyes, bro.
Right?
It's so hard, man. It was so fucking weak.
It was hard for
It's
me
so
too.
weak.
It honestly was hard for me too. And
Yeah.
through the pandemic, I got really huge, and I was just eating and
Carbs, lots of carbs.
carbs, yeah.
That was happening.
But
That was
Once
one.
once you
really
stop,
difficult.
yeah, because this carbs turn into sugar.
Mm-hmm.
When you're not doing
You
it.
can tell me twice. Shit.
But it feels so good though. at the
Hell
time.
yeah, it does.
Like, come on, it
Feels
feels
the
so
next
good.
day,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
or when you go for a run and you're like shit.
But doesn't
or when
it
your
feel
clothes
good?
stop fitting you.
But
I
tell-
that's the
legit
shitty.
had fat pants.
Yeah. that
Like my
makes
fat
sense.
pants weren't even fitting me.
That makes sense.
But wait, tell me that you did not think, at least at some times, eating a veggie burger with, veggie cheese and fake ass bacon, you know what I mean, on a gluten-free bun, stocked with lots of vegetables that shouldn't be on a burger, but you're really trying to make it good. And you go, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna eat this whole thing because I know I'm gonna work all of it off, right? And I'm gonna be back, baby. You said that, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
know.
But
See?
why do they want to make all of this vegan shit taste like meat?
Okay, dude.
Because it's not about the taste that we don't like.
Yes. Tell me.
Okay? It's not about the taste. It's about what they put in it. How are they raising these animals?
Yeah.
These animals are just
Big time.
in a fucking thing and they're just dying and
Yeah.
the way that they're treating it is just so inhumane.
I'm telling
But
you.
what they're feeding them, they have to live on antibiotics to
Yeah.
live in these conditions. It's
Yeah.
fucking gross.
Oh, I know, man. I know my life eventually is gonna move this way, and I can feel it in our family. We're all kind of leaning this way, but in the meantime, it's fucking hard.
It's
hard
hard
to
in the
give up that
beginning.
shit.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
You don't know
You're
fucking.
addicted. You're
Yeah.
addicted.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You're struggling.
Yeah.
It's true.
Have
Driving
you watched
carbohydrates.
those documentaries?
Oh yeah, we've seen
I'm sure
food
you
and
have,
stuff.
yeah.
Like we cut out all dairy. Like we don't have any dairy products in the house. All that stuff's gone. I don't eat any red meat, but
It's tough because every end that comes on this podcast is already
evolved
we've already
to
taken
the
the
fucking
next level,
caveman.
right? We already understand that there's something more to life. These are sentient beings,
Oh Jesus!
right? Like they have
Yeah.
thoughts and they have feelings.
Yes.
That's
have
my-
you seen the
that's my
picture of the
fucking
cows
goodness.
playing soccer?
Yeah, that's what did it for me.
Crazy.
Seeing that
It's
video,
crazy.
seeing that video made me stop eating red meat.
Yeah.
That video did it.
And the
you
way
know
that
what?
they brush them and blow dry
Yeah.
them and they just turn out to be
They're pets.
Brutal.
they're.
They're fucking pets.
It's really brutal.
But let's not talk about chicken.
No,
Let's not talk about chicken.
no, let's not talk about it because this is something that we could talk about, and this is just a personal choice of yours.
Yeah.
It's really
Thank
what
you.
it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
I understand.
We all care about you no matter what. Just
Well, I think
remember.
it also goes to like intermittent fasting,
Mhm.
Yeah,
eating one meal a day.
Mhm.
yeah, that's what
Fasting's
know.
coming, man.
Yeah.
30 days of fast is coming too.
Yes.
Ramadan
You're
is
doing
coming.
30 days?
We always do the Ramadan fast.
Ramadan.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Do you guys do Ramadan?
Sal used to,
Used to.
but I think we're leaning towards that way. I know.
You
It's,
guys are athletes, so
Yeah.
that's like a big deal.
yeah, but Sal's
It's not good for your
he's-
body.
Well, he's proven. I mean, I don't know how. I know the 23 OMAD is not good for females, just because we got like different gonads and shit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not good for us. But for him, he trains all the time, every day,
Yeah.
and he eats one meal a day,
So he basically fasts every day.
23 hours,
Yeah.
and he just eats within 1 hour.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
So he's in a really, really
Amazing.
strong self-control place right now.
exactly.
Yeah. That's just not
Exactly.
easy, man. We do the Ramadan fast, which is sunrise to sunset,
Mhm.
and it's hard, but it's only once a year, and we walk away from it afterwards.
But once you get used to it, it becomes easier, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I'd probably say after like the 10th, for us, like the 10th day, because there's no food or water.
Yes.
And the water part's
The water parts must be
hard, yo.
difficult.
Especially in the summertime, man, you're just
Yeah.
dying. But this one's not going to be bad because it's in April. Days are still kind of short. But yeah, no food, no water, sunrise and sunset. My kids love doing it. They feel like really connected.
That's awesome.
They feel
Yeah,
connected
that's
to it.
beautiful.
Because we're not really religious in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spiritual.
But it's a good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everyone believes in God in the house. It's some
Yeah.
kind of a creator in the house.
Mm.
But I can't say religion's a part of our package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not me either.
Yeah. I think religion is an open door.
Yeah.
Or an open window.
So
There's
jump,
so
jump
many,
out.
so many different
Fucking
ways.
jump out!
I've seen people who were like junkies,
Mm.
like just down and out and the worst part of their life.
Mm-hmm.
And religion pulled them out.
Yeah.
All right. And so I've always had this negative thing about religion
Mm-hmm.
due to my interaction
Mm-hmm.
with religion. But I've seen it at work.
Oh, for sure, man.
Like I've seen
Big
it change
time.
people. Like it's kind of crazy, right? And
It's a
that guy's
reformer,
just-
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
Sometimes
to
people
us.
need that.
Yeah, and it's
You know?
but it's fucked up, man. Because it's destructive to people.
It's tough.
I'm telling you, in like 30 years, religion's gonna be outlawed. It's not gonna be something you can publicly do.
Because the aliens are gonna come.
Yeah.
They're gonna
And
snap
they're
that
gonna be
to
like,
shit.
yo, We're the creators.
Got any questions? Like, where are the dinosaurs? Yes, those were our
Fucking little
pets.
God
We
stories.
stored them on
Ain't
Earth.
no God stories. Bitch asses.
What do you think the aliens will really say though about us? Like, are they gonna be like, "Fuck, what's wrong with you people? Like, you're so slow."
Yeah.
Like,
They're gonna see us as chimps, man. Just chimps.
Yeah.
Just fucking chimps.
Well, also because remember that one part of the podcast, they were saying that they had these spaceships,
Yeah.
and they kept bringing people in. They don't know how long they've had these spaceships for, but they're so advanced that nobody can fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
So they put it away for fucking 10 years, and then they bring the next batch of scientists in to try to figure it out.
Yeah.
wow,
Because they're just so much more advanced.
that's insane. I love it.
The biggest thing I hear amongst all
Oh,
these
you got ducked
theories is that there's no like propulsion techniques that they use on their craft. They just can somehow just move without a
Just
need.
fucking
Yeah. It's like
energy.
gravity doesn't affect their movement. They don't have to like, slow down. They don't have to speed up. They just get speed and they can stop on a dime. It's very, very different. We're in trouble.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
This is
Although I
interesting.
do
This is
think
interesting.
that the missing
Kind of
persons
Yeah.
that happen around the world every day could be something to do with maybe a rogue group of aliens, right?
Just wanna
That
fuck
are
with humans.
just want to fuck with humans, just snatching people. Because there's a lot of people that go missing every day.
Yeah. For real.
You
man.
take 5,000 people off the earth a day.
No one would care.
Dude,
There's 7 billion plus, man.
Right?
There's too
That's
many of them
5,000 groups of organs.
Yeah.
For whatever the fuck it is you're doing with those fucking organs. Right? Whatever you're doing with the human organs.
Yeah. That's not
Right? Or the brains or whatever.
I don't think that they're like that. I
You
don't
don't
think
think
that
so?
they want to like.
What about people that have told stories about anal probes?
Yeah, that's
Anal
very
probe.
Yeah, that seems to be like a
I've never heard
prevailing.
it.
Well,
this
see,
is
you're
like a
born in
prevailing-
1986. This is the problem.
This seems
Anal
to be
probing was way
a
before
regular
that.
thing, though, in
Yeah.
abduction stories
Yeah.
that they get probed.
Very big. in the
But is that what the government just wants everybody to believe?
Well, it was during the 60s and it was free, free love and free
Well,
sex.
you know Angela Hill, the fighter.
Yes.
Her parents were abducted.
Shut up.
Her parents are actually. They say her parents are the most real abduction story ever.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't want to research.
You know Angela Hill is?
Yeah, I do. I remember
Yeah,
that story.
and her parents were the very first. It's
Oh, that's
a fucked up
crazy.
story,
Oh
man.
my gosh.
Yeah, you gotta check it out. It's
I got
fucking.
goosebumps.
Yeah, it is. It's a mess.
Yeah, and I think the anal probing was back in the day. I know, I listen. But
They're past
they
that. They're
evolve
past
as a
that.
species as well. we have to give everyone a chance to evolve,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
So they started there.
Once it started hitting the Inquirer, they knew it was fucking over. They're like, oh my god,
Yeah,
1984, the Inquirer front page, aliens probing, we're busted.
It could just be
Right.
some really, masochistic, psychotic, sexually depraved aliens that just want to rape humans.
This got really out of hand. She's
That's
a
what really
mother.
happens.
She's a mother and a fighter. She's offended and will kick our asses.
I've never heard about this. I've actually never heard.
Yes, but this was true.
This was a thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Regularly.
Yes, regularly.
Regularly.
Shut
And
up.
your theory,
Regularly.
yeah, your
Where?
theory was that
Where? What region?
all over all over North America.
All over. The probing.
And Mike, your theory is that they're doing this to study the feces of human beings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
What they ate and how they processed their food and and then they would take the feces and I don't know.
Power of their craft.
I don't know
Methane
what
from
do it, but I
feces.
think that's it's kind of like how you take someone's temperature orally. I think they did a probe and they right and then take whatever the membranes and the food and everything. And I think that's how they studied us.
That's
Through our
crazy.
body.
You gotta check out Angela Hill's parents.
Yeah.
That's where you gotta start.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You got a wormhole tonight.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's it's like everybody. You evolve out of this, right? You start to figure out better ways to do things.
So
Yeah.
speaking of better ways, if you had an opportunity, because space travel is coming very soon, if you had an opportunity to go to Mars, would you do it?
I don't
Young
know.
enough, you might be on that trip.
By 2040, we'll have
If-
colonies there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if everybody else is going, I'll go.
You got really deep on your questions here, man. You're really probing yourself right now today.
Dude, this UFO talk for me, man, is like this is where it's
This
at.
is your thing.
And what do you think about?
Ask him a question. Ask him a question about UFO.
Okay,
shit.
hang on. So my girlfriend just.
Sorry if it's cold
she
here. My
said-
heat.
That's okay. My girlfriend told me to watch this documentary.
Mhm.
She's like, you gotta watch it. She was the one who told me about Unacknowledged.
Okay.
So was just ranting and raving. It's called Superhuman: The Invisible Made
Huh.
Visible.
Superhuman, the invisible made visible.
Yes.
It's a docu as well.
It's a documentary,
Okay.
and it's about these people in the government that they've trained to, like, telepathically go to, like, wherever and look for certain things.
Oh, wow.
And they've trained these people.
Mm.
What's your thought?
So I have seen stuff like this that was experimented on in like the 80s and the 90s of like being able to contact people telepathically. And when, it sounds ridiculous, but when they use LSD in these experiments, they have proven that they can create connections outside of different rooms and things like that. Yeah, so I can see a possibility. I just don't know how fucking far they
Because I could put a blindfold
progressed.
on and be like, I'm reading a book right now. And it could have been a book that I've already read.
Yeah, facts. But some of these studies were done in like people were in different cities, and they were able to make connections from what somebody else was thinking. So I know we're getting there. I know we're getting there, but fuck, I don't know how far they've come. I think to be able to like, so us three are sitting here. I can say whatever the fuck I want to. You would never know what's coming next. I could just spit out garbage, and you guys would just sit here and not know. So between the three of us, that's not a possibility at all. Out of 7 billion people, I don't think there's a lot of people that have that ability either. So
Do you think it's something that the person is born with, that they have to have that, or it's something that can be trained?
I think you have to have it when you first come out. Some part of you has to be awoken. Like, they talk about the pineal gland and that being like your real brain center.
Yeah.
You've heard this theory about the pineal gland. And,
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I think we're way more than what we see here. But okay, this is a really fucked up theory.
It's like everything. It's like a mental handicap or like a special savant, a kid that goes to college by the age of 10.
Well, there's like this because there's a lot of like really since like quantum physics and quantum mechanics became like a new science. There's a lot of really fucked up theories about what we really are. And one of the theories is that everything is just waves. Right? We're all just particles. Everything is particles. Our brain is too slow to see it, so our eyes are forced to create this image so we can understand what we're seeing, right? So I think if we move past what our eyes can see, then we'd be able to understand a completely different thing. But I don't think there's a lot of people that have that ability because...
Not me.
Yeah, and I mean, if the person has the ability to touch one person, what makes it likely that they can touch 50 people in the room with the same message? I find that far-fetched. Maybe one person, maybe 2, 3, 4 people, but if you're doing it across cities, I find that hard to believe.
What about those cult leaders like David Koresh and like...
But that's physical, man. That's in the flesh.
Oh, the guys they made everybody kill themselves.
Yeah, but you can't deny someone's charisma in person. Like when you're with somebody in person, that's a different thing. Online, over the phone, also the bullshit means nothing, right? But physically in person, man, these guys were charismatic, and you could swallow someone in your personality, right? Because Koresh was like, did you ever see the documentary they made on Koresh?
Yeah, I remember that.
It was out of control, man. His charisma was crazy.
Yeah.
And people were just falling at his feet. Men were giving up their wives willingly, like...
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, you can't deny that. There's something fucked up about humans when they get to be around each other.
He's like a hypnotist, basically.
Wait, who is this?
David Koresh.
Who's that?
He had the compound in Waco, right?
It was Waco. You ever hear of Waco, Texas? The big massacre that went down there?
No.
So he was like...
what was it, 90?
He was in the 90s, yeah. He was like a Jesus incarnate. And he had like a group of followers in his compound. And they lived like off the land, very simple, like typical biblical kind of living. And FBI came because he was getting a little too much power, and they slaughtered everybody.
Oh.
That's fucked up.
Yeah,
That's
it was
fucked
really
up.
fucked up.
They were gonna kill themselves anyways. I think that was the
Did
plan.
they light it on fire or something? They let the building.
Yeah, I think they smoke bomb, which turned into fire, and yeah, it was horrific. Everyone died.
Shit.
Yeah, it was just like
It's a big
women.
cult.
Yeah.
They just were like eliminating cults back in the 90s.
Still are.
80s and
Still are.
90s.
Yeah, yeah. They don't like that shit. They
No.
don't like cults.
There was a lot of like in the 80s. There was a lot of those culty things that happen.
Mm.
Hey, like a lot of mass
But
suicide.
dude, Charles Manson was like
Charles Manson.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't have been exposed to Manson.
But I think I read his book. I'm pretty sure.
Maniac.
Yeah.
But when you really think about it, he never himself murdered anybody.
Yeah, he just
He just incited murder.
planted the idea.
He's a master crafter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this new book that's out about him saying
There's a
that
lot of people out there like that.
Oh yeah.
yeah, but they're saying he
Even
was
that
actually
yoga guy.
he was oh yeah, he's a fucking perv.
Did you watch that documentary?
Super perv.
Oh my
No, I never
goodness.
saw that.
Oh, you don't
Oh.
see that shit. It's fucked up.
Yeah, and it was fucked up. His wife and his kids, they all knew when he was bringing chicks in. And,
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
and yoga is very intimate, man. He
Yes.
was all up in these
and he
people's
was
body
wearing
parts.
like the fucking
Yeah, man.
sumo underwear. Ugh.
Like
Just
my
like-
buddy back in the
Just
day.
had like those fucking that long, like greasy
Oh, you had
curls.
My buddy had
Disgusting.
greasy curls. He had greasy kind of permish hair.
Yeah.
Weird.
Weird.
But dude, you gotta read this new book they have on Manson, and it's like how CIA programmed him to carry out this cult leadership.
Jesus.
They were dosing him with LSD while he was in prison, because he was in and out of prison his whole life, pretty much. And they were dosing him with LSD while he was in prison, training him to do it to other people. And he created a fucking group of killers.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's a really crazy one. You remember the one we had here, the crazy killer? What's his name? Clifford Olson.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Remember that back in the day? Oh, so you remember?
I know,
that?
but he was at the kids, right?
Yeah.
He would bury them in the schoolyard or whatever.
Yeah,
Fucking weirdo.
that's really crazy. We've had some really crazy ones in BC.
Humans are fucked up. Yeah, Picton was BC
Yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and even growing up, I grew up in that. Well, it gets really creepy kind of all of a sudden the talk here.
Yeah. And I was driving down your street and I was like, fuck, this is
Yeah, it's pretty.
Well, this is
Well,
cemetery.
I got my
Lockdown,
I
right?
got my little backup alarm.
Yeah, you could. Anyone's
Yeah,
out there.
I don't think you're worried about just
The
saying.
dark ghost,
I really
just
like-
Oh shit.
staring into
Oh,
the
gosh.
dark and seeing the
Oh.
world, like I can't do it.
Do you have a ghost tale for us?
No, but I just fucking. You know what?
Shut. No.
I was traumatized as a child. My mom used to lock me in a room in my basement and fucking shut the lights off, tell me
Oh,
Chucky was
that's okay.
coming.
Oh,
Like,
weird.
Yeah, it was
Chucky?
Chucky.
Chucky was a god.
Yeah, I remember Chucky.
I had a very similar experience. When I was
Yeah,
kid.
so like fucking, and I always fucking tripped out, man. I didn't like that shit. I don't like being alone in the dark.
So no horror movies?
Man, now when I was younger, I used to,
Yeah.
but now I like Freddy Krueger.
Mm.
For the longest time, I fucking took a shower and I would watch the drain. I would look in the drain for a long time.
when it came out of
When it came out of the fucking drain. So I sleep with the nightlight on still. And it's sad because my kids sleep with the nightlight on. But they don't know why they sleep with the nightlight on. But it's because of
So
me.
you don't watch any horror movies?
No, I can't.
Sal? He doesn't either?
He won't because I won't.
Wow.
We watch documentaries every night, like murder documentaries, like, you know.
So murder is good.
Yeah.
We watch that type of
Yeah,
shit.
murder is good,
But
but real
anything
life
with
shit.
ghosts,
Fuck
Real
that.
life
like
shit.
The Grudge, like fucking ghost shit, I can't do.
Why?
Oh yeah.
I think the suspense.
So do you believe in it? You believe in ghosts being real?
I don't know. I think so.
You have to
That's
see
why I'm
them to
scared.
believe them. If you
Yeah.
don't ever see one, you never believe it.
Yeah, I think if you've ever felt it.
Well, I think I'm nervous of the evil ones.
Mm.
The ones that slam doors and shit.
Not the pervy ex-relative ones.
Yeah.
I told you I'd be back. Yeah. Come sit on your Uncle Jake's lap. Right?
It would
That guy Hans?
be a Jake.
Yeah, dude. It's just like
Dude,
I
that culture
agree
is
with
big,
that.
man. Indian culture, this shit's huge.
Dude, Sal told me about, so he
Oh,
told me
about
about
ghosts.
this fucking people with backwards feet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that big in, like,
In Fiji, it's
because
huge.
I never heard about that
It's
shit. And then
huge.
because when we were driving
That's
through
scary.
Fiji, there's like people have cemeteries at their house,
Mm.
right? Like there's not like a law.
yeah,
Like,
wherever.
Well, now there is,
Yeah.
because I just had this conversation with Sal's dad, and so now there is. But people would just bury them on their land.
Oh wow.
So there's fucking
Oh Jesus.
everywhere.
Movement everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like they would make their own graves.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
So
and, then,
Sal-
and, and the tale is when if you see a ghost normally after, when it's dark, you'll know because their feet are backwards.
Backwards.
Backwards feet.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, my grandfather used to drive by.
That's
He had
good to
some
know.
fucked up stories happen to him
Yeah.
when he was growing up. Yeah, it's an island, you know.
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck's happened there over the years.
Yeah.
There's been some colonization, some
Yeah.
fuckery with some people. So
Yeah.
Oh, there's ghosts everywhere. I was told I walked into a furniture place once, and I was with my girl.
I
Here.
have to talk so
Okay,
low.
so I said, where's my remote control?
Flicker the
I need a
lights.
remote control thing next time. I'm gonna start that, right? And then we walk into the furniture store, and the storekeeper looks at me, and she goes, "Sit." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I was gonna sit anyway." Well, my girl's gonna go look for some shit. She's like, "Sit." I sit down, and she's like, "You have this black cloud over top of you,
What the fuck?
following you in from the outside." She goes, "You need to get rid of this cloud." I'm just like, I just want a fucking chair. I just came for a chair and a table. I don't know what you're talking about. And she ended up doing business with this woman. So I saw her again, and she goes, "Your cloud's still there.
Oh.
Your cloud is still there. It follows you." And I'm like, "Okay, well, what do I do about this?" And she goes, "I don't know, you're carrying this blackness like it's something you're carrying with you." And I had no clue what she was talking. I had no clue what she was talking about. Right? I don't know if it's still there. I've never seen her again. I've never had, but it was just a random thing. And at the time, right about that time, and for about a little while longer, my life went to complete
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
shit. And that was like my lowest point ever. And I've been like lying in a Mexican jail cell, spooning a Mexican stranger, trying to stay warm. Shout out to Pedro. Right? Like half. I seriously have. I'm not even joking. That's a real story. Right? So I know rock bottom, but man, I had to hit that little rock bottom again. The ultimate one.
But the thing is, like, he is giving you a very condensed version. There's a
Right.
huge
I wanted to
haunting
Right,
experience.
right. So then that's why the black cloud.
Yeah, the black cloud.
Yeah.
Right? And then, fuck it, I must have been gone. I don't know. I haven't had anybody say any random shit like that to me before, right? But have you ever had anything like that? Like,
Mediums.
that's what I mean. Like, I've had way more than that, but that was just a little experience. Have you ever
I haven't had
gone to a medium or anything?
well my mom was into that shit when I was younger. And she was I don't know what type of shit she was practicing, to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
But I fucking found a recorder. She had recorded a conversation and I listened to that shit. And so I had a surgery when I was young. And it was a pretty big surgery. We were scanning to see if I had cancer. And the night before my surgery, my bedroom was in the basement of my house, and there was like a fireplace in the corner of my room, but it was on the other side. So like the fire, whatever it was, that chimney was there.
Chimney.
So the night before my surgery, we heard this like, dum 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 dum, like.
No way.
Swear to God, swear to God, and I was fucking like, what the hell? And
Wait, forget that
my
story.
dad was like, yo, do you hear that? And we were tripping. We didn't know what the fuck it was. And so, anyways, we went. My dad's like, "Oh, it's probably a bird bobbing his feathers." That's what he said.
Oh, wow.
That's what he said. So
Total.
yeah, it was weird. And then so at this time, my mom was into this medium. She had a friend that was like a psychic, whatever. And I went in for my surgery, and apparently this medium was, you know, she was with me while she was with my spirit.
Oh, wow.
So my mom's dad had passed away, so she was like, I was holding Shawna's hand, and fucking I felt this hand slide through, and apparently it was my grandpa, and apparently those noises were my guardian angels getting ready for my surgery.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you had
high
So
level.
that's what was said. I mean, I didn't really think anything
Dude,
else.
that's high level.
And then she
like-
told me when I leave my house to always picture like a bubble around me,
Yeah.
and it could be any color or whatever, just to protect myself from spirits following me home.
Wow.
So you've kind of had this in your life around, thinking wise.
I mean, I
think so.
didn't. My mom did.
You didn't give a shit.
I was like,
No.
whatever.
But you know what? Here's the weird thing. Like, and I was gonna say this to you earlier. When he asked you what's next, are you going to fight again? And I'm like, you know what? That next couple years of fighting is just another level for you. I feel like you have so many more levels still to go.
Well, thank you.
No, it's I mean really I do though. I think you like how you're going, and maybe that's what your mom has created for you. Like she's created these opportunities for you that if you just continue to work hard, you can go probably fucking pretty high. You know what I mean?
She wasn't a good mom.
No,
Sounds
but
like some black magic stuff.
yeah, like you know, you were saying like if she helped you through your surgery.
No, it wasn't her. It was her psychic friend.
Oh, her psychic friend.
Yeah.
Everyone's gotta have a good
She just,
psychic
I just
friend.
listened to her talk about it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
So then maybe it's just you. And
Yeah.
you're that strong. on
But
your
you
own.
broke the cycle.
Yeah, I
You
told,
broke the
and you know what?
fucking
I
cycle.
totally did because there was a lot of abuse before
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
and I feel like I broke that cycle.
Facts, man.
1,000.
It's a big
Awesome.
fucking deal.
1,000.
Dude, those
Big
are levels,
accomplishments.
man. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fucking people have to break through on things, right?
Yeah, dude, I feel like, you know, they completely transformed our family
Yeah.
cycle. Like, but it took fucking work, man. Work. And it never stops. You know, you do it till the day you die, right?
Mm-hmm.